Here we go. Today's gonna be a goodie. Got my every time I sit with this brother, I just instantly get put in a good mood for some reason.
It's the
Please
Rasta in
welcome
me.
this guy. Ah, my man, Nick Irving. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me back on, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're looking good. You're looking physically fit. And we all know you one of the deadliest snipers ever to touch a rifle, Army Ranger. But you stay in incredible shape. What does your workout routine look like after you got out of the service?
Most guys, like when they get out, they fall off. And it's nothing like against them. It's just that like you push your body for all these years, you get tired of it after a while. Like when I was 18, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning was a big deal to me. But like the to become a ranger and all that and to stay a ranger is the consistency of every morning, Monday through Monday. Some days it's like that where you come into work at 4:30, 5 o'clock and you're running 6 miles every morning, 4 to 6 miles. Sometimes you're doing a 12-mile ruck march. You're doing all types of physical activities for, the longevity of your career. But for me, I think it stems back from, well, I'm sorry, once you're done with that career in the military, like working out, it's hard to stay consistent like that because you have to get out and find like a job or a career or whatever, and that takes time away from it. You're working out as opposed to being in the military. That's all you're focused on. But for me, growing up with the dad that I had, I've been working out since I want to say like 5 years old is when I first got introduced to lifting weights. And that was for being bad. And I used to do a lot of like physical activities my dad would put me through to, adjust my attitude issue that I had. I don't think I had one, but it was like that back then. My dad was it was a lot of physical, we'll say physical pain. Yeah. So it's been ingrained in me since I was, 5 years old, 6 years old of lifting weights and yeah, just working out. And now lately what I've been doing, 4 times a week I've been boxing since 2020 when the pandemic hit is when I decided I was going to pick up boxing and Golden Globe, not Golden Globe, Golden Glove boxing.
Golden Glove.
Yeah, I could do that too. I want to go for that too. But for right now, it was 2020. I wanted to try out for my Golden Glove and been in the boxing gym and working out ever since. Just mainly boxing and eating clean.
Yeah, no, it's obvious that you're doing something. And it's crazy because even as I'm talking to you, I think about professional athletes. And it always blows my mind how, these athletes, they've made millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. Their body's their temple. They stay in shape. They're able to do things that the average man just can't do. In the minute that they get out the league, they just blow up. You look
Yeah.
at some of these people and you're like, yo, damn, like, I can't believe you used to be a professional athlete. Like, you look like you can't even walk a flight of stairs.
It's like boxers. I look at boxers the same way. Like when they're in their off season, they blow up too. And I honestly think it's just because of that consistent physical activity day in and day out. Like your whole life is based around that. At some point, you have to have a relaxation point. The only person I can say who's not like that is Floyd Mayweather. I've
Yeah.
met with him a couple of times. I hung out with his bodyguards, and yeah, that's like the only guy I can say in his off season. It's no different than his on season. Like his diet, he's always working out. We would go out to a club, and he'd go from the club, go back to the gym. He's very consistent. He's never stopped being consistent. That's one of the hardest things I think that an athlete, military personnel, has. It's being that consistent day in and day out for your life. But if you look at health as wealth, I mean, $1 million won't do you any good if you die of a heart attack or obesity or something like that at a young age, or before you're able to even enjoy the $1 million proceeds or whatever you've gotten from, as far as monetary value is, health is like the most valuable thing on this planet.
You ain't lying. You are not lying. Health is wealth. You couldn't have said it no better. Before we go further into this conversation, forgive me, man. I should have opened up by saying Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to you.
It's all good.
Yeah, man, I got to give it up to you and so many others like you who have put it all on the line for the freedoms that we all enjoy and in many cases just take for granted day in and day out. But you've seen the other side of the cost of the freedom that we enjoy. But with that being said, do you look at Veterans Day as your own personal holiday? Or, you have real experience in the field, real experience on the ground, and then you come back home and, you face the realities of, okay, I'm no longer serving. The government doesn't necessarily treat its veterans the way that it should. How does this holiday feel for somebody like you?
I'm glad you asked that, man. It's wow, like I want to say when I first got out, I was going through the whole whatever goes on up here, and inside here that most combat veterans have to deal with. And I was all into I'm not going to say all into it. I haven't celebrated a birthday since I was like 10. And I'm not a holiday guy. I don't do Christmas. I don't do Thanksgiving. I don't do holidays. I don't even do birthdays. But it's, I used to celebrate or acknowledge Veterans Day. When I was stuck in that, I'm teetering like a thin line right here, but back then it was different. Now that I've I want to say gotten older, matured a little bit, and essentially tried to put on a new mask, a new character, because that's all we're doing in life. We're playing characters. I feel the right that we have the right to be able to change characters or whatnot. I know I'm a veteran. I know you can never erase the past and the history, but I just I see myself in a new light now that may not be what some. I mean, when you look at me or when I get approached in public, people who don't know me, or I'm talking to someone, if they don't see the tattoos, they have no idea I'm a veteran, and most of it stems from the hair and the look and stuff like that. But it's like it was. If I worked at Wells Fargo for 20 years and I got out, did a stellar job at it, that 20 years or 6 years, 8 years, 10 years at Wells Fargo, I don't think it's going to, sure, I'm proud of what I did there, but it's not going to determine the future or the rest of my life of being, hey, you're this guy who worked at Wells Fargo. Granted, after you worked at Wells Fargo, you got out and you became a firefighter or an author like I am. But I'd rather be more acknowledged for the work that I'm doing now. Because, I don't know, the amount of work that goes into being who I am or being a new person or evolving, it's just as much work as it was being who I was before or who anybody was before to become good at what they were. So I'd rather be acknowledged for and looked at and remembered for what I'm doing today as opposed to what I did in the past. I can't erase it. I'm thankful for what I've, the experiences that I've got a chance to experience and the people I've got a chance to meet. But I mean, war is hell, man. And some things you can't forget it, but you can realize certain things about what it was to serve in the military or be in combat and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot that comes along with maturity and understanding what all that meant. And I'm just a new person now. Like, I appreciate veterans and Veterans Day, but it's not something that I wake up in the morning, acting like Santa Claus just brought me new presents underneath the tree. I don't act like that. It's just a day. Every day is Monday. I used to say that when I was deployed overseas. I say it here. Every day is Monday. Every day is Monday. Only thing that's guaranteed is every day is full of evil. It says that in the Bible. So be cautious of how you do and make of your time.